it's Rachel. So today I am going to be filming a Taylor Swift Rolling Stone review, and I'm so excited to film this. I finally found this magazine. It took me lots of trips to Target, Walgreens, literally Harris Teeter, Rite Aid, where else did I go? CVS, and we finally found her at my second Barnes & Noble stop. So here I am to talk about it. We're going to talk about the pictures, we're going to talk about the interview, and just, if you guys want my review of it, you should stick around. I also filmed me going to different places to try and find it, but that video won't be up till next week, so just keep an eye out for that. We love planning. Alright, so we're just going to start. Do you see this? I love, on the cover, there's such like a bold makeup look with like the yellow and the orange, and it matches her sweater, which I think is so cute. And it's like, I do that. And so I think it's really pretty how she has really simple makeup here, and then she has like the little earrings that go with it, and then she just has, of course, her signature red lips. And I just love this so much. I think it's beautiful. And her jawline could slice open my bagel for me. Okay. Anywho, so we're gonna go onto this page, and do you see this? Yeah, it's called A Queen. Her blue eyes just look so beautiful, and I love how her earring here like matches her top. I don't know if it's a top or dress. I think it's a dress. I think I saw that somewhere. But again, I love the simplicity of her makeup. I think it's so pretty. It just really brings out her natural elements. So to talk about the first page of the interview, she did this interview around the time of Nashville Secret Sessions, which I think is so precious because so many of my friends went and it was just a good time. Yeah, so, okay, I love what she said in here about Reputation. She said that the moments of my true story on that album are like Delicate, New Year's Day, Call It What You Want, Dress. And she was talking about in here how she was seeing a battle raging on that she could see from the windows, and then there was something happening inside her world, which was something cozy and comfortable and quiet, and she was living her on her own terms for the first time in her life. And that, as a fan, meant so much to me to read. And if you guys watched my Lover album review, you'll see that I said that Lover is just a full circle album, and I stand by that 100% because it just, everything just comes together. Everything is so sound. And then she just put out this album for us. Like, thank you, Queen. And then I loved the part where she said that about how she needed to live a quiet life with discretion and no debate. And I love that she said that because, again, for the first time, we see her just taking time for herself. She has worked so hard, and she's hustled so hard that I'm so glad that she's taking this time for herself. That makes me so happy. I love when she talks about also how she chose I Forgot You Existed to be the opening song on the album, and she was saying it was extremely unhealthy, and how she was talking about it was during the Reputation Stadium tour, and she said it was the most transformative emotional experience of her career. The tour put, this is what I'm talking about, she said, that tour put me in the healthiest, most balanced place I've ever been. After that tour, bad stuff can happen to me, but it doesn't level me anymore. The stuff that happened a couple months ago with Scott Borchetta would have leveled me 3 years ago and silenced me. I would have been too afraid to speak up. Something about that tour made me disengage from some part of the public perception I used to hang my entire identity on, which I know now is incredibly unhealthy. That almost made me cry. Wow. Just reading that out loud. Like I said, I read this when it came out, but reading it out loud, that just gave me the chills. That tour was everything to me, and I'm glad it was everything to her. Whew. All right. Oh, now she's talking about Scooter Braun, and he accused her of declining the Parkland March and the Manchester Benefit Show, and she said it was unbelievable. Here's the thing. Everyone on my team knew if Scooter Braun brings us into something, do not bring it to me. The fact that those two are in business together after things he said about Scooter Braun, it was really hard for me. And this was utterly shocking. I like when she talks about how she almost called the album Daylight and she said in here that it was too sentimental for her to even put as the album cover, and she said it might have been too, like, in your face, you know, after Reputation. So she made it Lover, and I think I love Lover, and I love the song Daylight, and in a weird way, I kind of want it to stay like a hidden gem because it's so, like, sentimental and so precious that it deserves to be, like, protected, if that makes sense. So, yeah. I also love that they included this picture of her and Jack Antonoff in here. Like, I think that's so cute that they just added that personal touch. Let's see, what can we find in here? This was a long interview. It was a really wholesome interview. I'm trying to, like, hit the key points, though, so I'm not rambling forever. I could. So, let's just talk about this picture. So, there's this little red circle here, and it says, there's literally nothing worse than white supremacy. It's repulsive. And Taylor Swift, yeah, you're right. And I like how they put it in red because they said, alert, PSA, 911, you're correct. You are correct. And then I like how they just talk about, like, the Game of Thrones. I cannot speak today. I like how they also talk about, like, Game of Thrones. Like, they're talking about, like, the big issues, like Kanye West, like, her being more involved in politics, the Scooter Braun situation. They're like, so the Game of Thrones finale, I don't know, it just adds a little levity to the interview, which I really, really thought was cool. The interviewer said, you don't talk about your relationship, but you'll sing about it in wildly revealing songs in detail. What's different for you? Like, what's the difference between writing it in a song and then going in an interview being like, I love Joe Alwyn. Okay. So she said singing about singing about something helps you express it in a way that feels more accurate. You cannot, no matter what, put in a quote and have it move someone the way as if you heard those words in a perfect sonic representation of that feeling. There is that weird conflict in a confessional songwriter and then having my life, 10 years ago being catapulted into this strange pop culture thing. I agree. Like, there's so many beautiful songs. Like, if she had sat down in an interview and told the story of Cornelia Street, so me and my current boyfriend, we would spend a lot of time at my apartment that I rented on Cornelia Street. And then, like, she just turned that whole story into one of the most beautiful songs she's ever written. So I completely get what she's saying here. And she still gives enough for us to know how she's doing. And that's something that I've always loved and treasured about her music. So now she's talking about how you said once that your mom never would punish you when you were little because you'd punish yourself. In reading that, what the heck was that? Oh my god, my neighbors are so loud. So, I'm trying to be a YouTuber. Oh my god, okay. I can't take myself seriously. So I think that's very true because you can get, you know, oh, I'm taking your phone away or something like that. But when you reflect and you sit and you think about what you did wrong or like what valuable lesson you're going to learn from something, I think that, and she talks about character growth, I think that means so much more than getting your electronic device taken away from you for a week. That's just me, and that's how I've always been. I've always been a reflector. Like, I've always thought about what went wrong. So, and that's important to grow that way, I think. And that's how I've always grown, is learning from life, learning from your experiences, and all that. So then the interviewer says, that sounds healthy. Is this therapy talking, or is that just experience? When she's talking about character growth. And she was talking about criticism that's constructive is really good. And I found that for myself in life, you know. Felt that one. She was talking about how she said that she talks to her mom. She's never been to therapy. There were times when I would have really, really bad days and we would just talk on the phone for hours. I'd write something that I wanted. It's continued on page 81. What? Oh, I was like, what? Instead of posting it, and I just read it to her. I've done a similar thing. Oh, my battery's about to croak. That's fun. But, I've done similar things to myself. Like, I'll write, like, a letter, or I'll write in my journal that won't ever see the light of day, but then I just feel better. So, yeah. So, I'm gonna stop here before my battery just croaks and we have absolutely no footage or a really abrupt ending to this video. So I'm gonna say I love you guys. If you guys want to read this interview for yourself, I truly recommend. I'll link the article down below. It said so much and it just gives you a really good look into her life. And so did her Elle magazine from prior into this year. Like, it was such a good interview. I'll link both of those down below just so you can get a little look into Taylor. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in, and if you guys read this interview, please let me know your favorite part. If you like these little reviews, let me know. I just wanted to talk about it. I could go on, but it's probably a good thing the battery's dying, so I'm shut my mouth. Anyways, guys, I hope I entertained you in some way, and I hope to see you, yes, you, in the next one, and I love you guys so much. Bye!